Born on the 24th of August, 1938, Apostle Hayford Alile briefly attended the University of Ibadan as a state scholar in physics, and thereafter proceeded to Howard University, Washington, D.C., where he earned his BA degree in economics and mathematics. He later attended Rutgers Graduate School of Management, New Jersey, USA, for his MBA, and the Harvard Business School for his AMP. Apostle Alile's rich working history began as an economic and financial consultant to Louis Berger Inc., East Orange, New Jersey, USA, in 1968. Between 1969 and 1972, he served as Assistant Director, Rutgers University Entrepreneurial Development Center, and Rutgers Minority Investment Co., Inc. He worked as an investment advisor and broker with Investors Diversified Services, Inc., Minneapolis, Minnesota, from 1972 to 1973. In 1973, he returned to Nigeria to head the Management Consulting Department of the Center for Management Development, Lagos, where he was responsible for the establishment of the Institute of Management Consultants, IMCON, and the Nigerian Association of Management Consultants, NAMCON. Thereafter, he was appointed in 1976 as the Executive Director, CEO of the then Lagos Stock Exchange. He became the Director General and Chief Executive of the Nigeria Stock Exchange in 1979, from where he retired in 1999.
I would think the Nigerian Stock Exchange has really gone very far, telling those who are using the exchange for the acquisition of capital and those who are using stock exchange not only to buy shares but also to buy into companies that are fast growing in size and in qualitative ownership, qualitative of shares in companies which ordinarily the shareholders may not be able to penetrate into ownership of a big company such as Shell. You may not be able to just go to the reception hall of Shell and say to whoever is managing that place, I would like to have 1,000 shares of your company. I don't know how much it is worth, and they'll give you a share certificate with 1,000 shares written on it.
He has a close relationship with all his children, but the good thing about him is that regardless, we're 8 kids. As you think, you always think that you're the closest to him. Then you find out another person thinks he's the closest to him as well, because he just finds a way to make you feel special and individual because he gives you all his attention. So if you talk to another sister of mine, they'll think they're the closest to him. So we all have our different things to say about him. I mean, he's such an amazing person. And I'm going to try and separate it in two ways. As a father and as a human being. He's an amazing man. He's just someone that, especially now, when you get older, you begin to appreciate them more. When you're younger, you'll be thinking they're just being a bit too tough. But now, because I'm also a mother, I see the reasons why some things were done the way they were done. He's a man of high integrity, a man that loves everybody. My father sees no wrong with anybody. You come and complain to him, this is what this person did to you. Say, maybe they did it for a reason. You have to accept them like this, So he was always one of those kind of people, and he still is. And one of those people that gathers people all around him. I mean, when we're growing up, in the house, we'll never have anybody less than 30 people living with us. So with his 8 children, you have another extra 20, another extra 25 at every given time. He never was one of those people who said, what do you want to be? What do you want to be? He just felt that you have to be the best in whatever you decide to be. He was, growing up, he was almost like a new generation father. 7 girls and a boy, but it didn't matter to him who was the boy, who was the girl. He just felt that he had children and he had to bring them up right. So we learned a lot of excellence, getting things done in the right way. I mean, he also wanted us, he was not focused on one particular thing. He wanted you to learn about everything. I remember some holidays, he would say, wait, do you know where tea came from? I would say, I mean, really, what's our business? At that time, I was not even drinking tea. He said, I think we should go and study where tea came from. So he gave us that thing of wanting to know more about a particular thing. So we'll go to the library. Then there were libraries in Marina, and we'll sit there, learn about tea. Then we'll have to make a presentation afterwards about where tea came from, why tea was important. And then my sisters would say, what's our business? We don't even drink tea. But he wanted you to know past what you knew at that particular time. So he opened my mind to see the world in different ways. It's helped me to realize that you keep on constantly learning. We always read. He was one of those people, there were always books all over the place. So it's the same thing with me in my house now. I just always have books. Learn, and he would say, learn things that people don't expect you to know anything about.
In 1999, Apostle Alile was appointed to the board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. He was also on the board of Nigerian Security Printing and Minting PLC, NSPM. He served as the chairman of several companies, including Unilever Nigeria PLC, Oceanic Bank Nigeria PLC, now Ecobank Nigeria PLC, UTC Nigeria PLC, and AfriInvest Limited.
Today, electronic industry has shortened the distance between me and you. And if I bring in certain company that produces what you like and what the society likes in goods or in service, and you quote that company on the stock market here, which makes investors, individual investors, attracted to that company on the market here. And because of the improvement in electronic communications, you will find that a lot of foreign investors with plenty of money would like to come and take position in such a company very early in the game, so that within a month or so, when the value, the price of that company doubles over a short period, it will also encourage large investors abroad to say, this company is worth looking at, although the stock market is very far away from us. Because of the speed of communications today, they can tell their own brokers there who have a branch here in Lagos to please invest so-and-so product for us. And also the relationship between brokers is increasing by the day. If I am a broker that want to expand too, I will have an office here who will also have a stockbroking license here, and I will put my money to that multinational stockbroking firm. Please buy so-and-so number of shares for me in company so-and-so, and they do that.
Talking of the spiritual of our great church, mention of Apostle Dr. Hayford Alile, a man that God have given to the church. Actually, for 20 years now that he took over from the founder of the church, who God called to glory. For the past 20 years that he has been the hem of affair of this great church, the church have tremendously seen roots in expansion and in modernization. What do I mean? He took over the church when the branch was less than 100, but today about 200 and above, within the space of 20 years. Not only that, he has taken the church across the country, across the continent. Through him, personally sent me to Nigeria to open the church here. I opened the church in Nigeria through his personal initiative and his desire. Today we have in South Africa, we have many branches in Italy, Spain and UK, 3 in France, 2 in US. This was purely within the space of 20 years. Before he's taking over the church, we don't have any of the church outside the country. But today the church have expanded across the country.
The challenges facing them is, one, having a stockbroker that you can trust. To a great extent, I think that because of the rules governing membership and license for stockbroking. It's built a lot of confidence for anyone who wants to use the market, the management of his or her wealth. And this relationship you will be able to strike with your stockbroker and can carry your wealth now through that medium in share certificates, can carry it up and down or near cash anytime you want to convert it back. And because those companies who are given the privilege to be able to sell their share certificates through stockbrokers on the floor of the stock exchange also build up confidence people have in their companies, and also build up confidence shareholders have in their companies. Their company, because they are subject to a yearly review of their performance through the auditors of the companies. It failed because we want it to be. Generally, no matter how big the company is, you can bring it to the market, no matter how small it is. And once it's announced that, depending on the confidence that the public has in that company and its performance, and the market accepts it through its stockbrokers that this has a good future because the company is good, you will find that if they put company through the stockbroker or a finance house at a certain amount, the second day the brokers could offer it to the market, shares to the market, and the other brokers could come with cash and say, I want 10% of that offer at so and so price. And then it picks up. The day after, it increases. It's unfortunate that the people who bring SMEs to the market just brought it in as like a limited liability company. So when it's going to bring it in, it should make some noise about it. And this company is in this type of, provides this type of service that is very needed in our society today. And therefore, the trading of its shares will grow according to the way society perceives its product and services.
Let me start by saying, congratulating Apostle Hayford Alile on his 80th birthday, and also to thank you for inviting me to participate in the discussions. He was Director General of the Nigerian Stock Exchange from 1976 to 1999, I believe. And through that period, he made significant contributions, from stabilization of the exchange to introduction of the NSE All-Share Index, which got to 1,000 by the time he was living in 1999, to working with the ecosystem to establish the clearinghouse, the Central Securities Clearing System, to introducing automated trading, so stopping the call-over process, which is a manual process, and using computers to trade. So significant milestones that he introduced while he was here. I think he's also the longest reigning DG of the exchange. I think he was here for about 23 years in that capacity. I have to say that some of the contributions that he made were very fundamental to building the kind of foundation that has allowed subsequent administrations to grow the market in significance and positioning as one of the biggest in Africa today. I was at the birthday celebrations, and you know, a wonderful man, great man, and he has left a very clear path for us that are coming behind him in integrity and in how to live even post-retirement. So there's a lot to learn from him, and we wish him all the best on behalf of the council, management and staff of the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
Interest and the forces that we are moving. For example, I had interest in this capital market business. People like Omolayole, Onosade, who were big operators in the capital market, always appearing on television and radio interviews telling the world and young people like us, open your eyes and see what is happening. They really had an influence on people like us. We have today a lot of stockbrokers who are sick, took over from the Onoso days, the Molawa days, doing the education. And just as those elderly people influenced my direction in life, so also we who are now teachers to newcomers in economy and capital market issues. And we talk to them and recommend some books for them to buy and read. And I can tell you that Nigerians, students and graduates are following the market in a very, very dramatic manner. And I'm very impressed by what I'm seeing.
I will describe Apostle Alile as a perfect gentleman, a very hard-working professional with absolute integrity and somebody you can depend upon. He's a great family man. He shows what a great man of God should be. I think one thing I would want to share about him is his diligence. Very hardworking. Whatever he wants to do, he does with all his heart.
Apostle Alile has authored several books in management development in Nigeria and on the capital market. He is a philanthropist and mentors company executives.
He has contributed everything. All you see there will be just a modification of what Alile did. The edifice, called the Stock Exchange House, remains his from the beginning, from no building. The technology, we may have time somewhere to talk about it. He transformed technology at the Stock Exchange. He brought in integrity, and integrity became questioned after he had left. So he is Stock Exchange, and the Stock Exchange is him. That's the summary of his contribution. If a matter is not peace-driven, then it's not worth engaging in. And so, whatever he does in relationship, in corporate life, where he's an icon, in the spiritual sphere, where he's also a wonderful spiritual leader. Calm, peace is the ultimate driver of the apostle I know. He's a giver. He's an unrepentant giver, driven by love, not because he wants to show off.
The message is integrity. You must be a man of integrity all times. Transparent, because the little mistake you make become a very loud mistake across the board.
Late Apostle Hayford Alile authored several books in management development in Nigeria and on the capital market. He was a philanthropist and mentored many company executives. He survived by his wife and children.